Good evening, everybody. Can you raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question to Ernests Gulbis, please?
You've had some ups and downs in your career. How does this rate, this victory today rate?
As an up. As a definitely upside.
And he said he was sick in the previous game, in his match. Did you notice in the fifth set? Is there appears a little bit?
I saw that he was getting tired in the fifth set, and I was feeling physically really good, and I started to play smarter. I tried to move him more, and I realized that he was getting tired. Yes, so.
Before the physical thing started, what did you do good today against Zverev?
If I talk about the fourth and the fifth set, I started to return much better. I started to go further back on the return, and the sun went down. The courts got a little bit slower, so I think it played in my favor. And then, yeah, as soon as I could get the return in, the game started. And I wasn't going for every shot winner. So I think that was smart.
It seems that you're quite composed. Anytime something isn't going well for you in matches recently, you've been coming through. So, is that something you're particularly proud of?
Of course, I'm proud of qualifying here. I'm proud of winning 3 5-set matches, and of course in this match in particular, because I was 2-1 down. Fourth set, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2-all and love 40 on my serve. I mean, it doesn't matter how he felt the day before, but sick or not sick, if he would break me in that game, he would win the match. And he was playing really well. So of course I'm proud of just hanging in there, and not giving up after also losing the third set. When I was serving for the set. So of course I'm really happy about it.
Ernest, congratulations. I know we don't have so much time, but can you sum up a little bit your journey from semifinals, Roland Garros, to where you're right now? What happened in all that time?
You should follow me. You should follow my results. I was talking to a lot of press during this time. It's not like I was somewhere completely out of zone. I just was struggling with some injuries. I was half a year completely out. I didn't play. It was last year. And then I was on and off with my coach Gunter Bresnik. So now we're back together. And as soon as we're back together and we put in the work for at least half a year, the results are coming. It was the same story in 2013. The results started to come after approximately half a year of work, and this time it's the same thing. I started to work with him last year, a little bit before Wimbledon. Then we weren't completely back together, but then after US Open, I started to work with him almost full time, as much as time as he could give me. So yeah, this is the story, I think.
He's ranked more than 100 spots ahead of you right now, but you have a lot more experience winning matches at Grand Slams than he does. How much do you think that helped today?
I think that he's a future Grand Slam winner. I mean, the way he plays, he just needs to. He will find his way. Of course, today, I found a way better than he did. Probably the experience kicked in. Probably the fitness level kicked in some way. But he's gonna find his way. Everybody. He has a good team around him. People who know how to work, who know what to give him these extra things, So I think that he's going to be able to do it.
Ernest, a week ago you were in qualifying. You compared the lawn to your back garden. You couldn't get
the practice course, not the match course were really good.
And you couldn't get cold water. A week later you beat the world number 3 on court 1. Does it feel like a long week for you? Like the last week, has it felt long or short, or I don't know. It just seems like
time is relative. Yes, it's of course it felt like another tournament. If you play qualifying in Roehampton, it really feels like another tournament with everything. with how they treat players, you know, with the stuff which you're able to get, and just like day and night. So yes, but it is what it is, you know, and I'm glad that I went through it. You know, it makes me stronger in my mentally, you know, and yeah, it is what it is.
Sorry, one more thing. Compared to the level of players you played, say in qualifying, how different is the level right now? We're seeing a lot of upsets with the top players losing. Does it feel like, you know, things are more equal than they have been in the past?
I think, you know, I think that a lot of players who would be thrown in the Challenger Tour right now from the top 100, a lot of players would struggle, because there is so many good players ranked from 100 to 200, even 250, 300. You know, they all can play. You know, and of course, if you play against them on a big stage, on a center court, you know, where you're used to, and then a guy comes who's ranked 200 in the world and he's not used to the big stage, of course, he's going to feel not in his zone of comfort, and he's going to feel in some way maybe nervous, you know. But if you go to their turf, you know, to their challenger level, it's not easy. You know, all the guys can play, and it's, yeah.
You just said that Sasha will find his way, but what is missing on that way at the moment? What do you think? Is it?
I don't know. I'm not his coach.
But
I've
is
been
it something
following.
you could see today, maybe where he had a lapse of concentration, or was it physical or experience? Or
I don't know really. I was so focused on myself. I just saw that he was getting tired in the fifth set. This is what I saw. That's the only thing what I can say. I don't know what was going through his mind, or this I don't know. And I was really focused on my own thoughts.
I think the first set, you know, the fifth game was a very difficult game, and you fought very hard.
Which set?
The first set.
First
was
set.
2-2. No, fourth.
Fourth, yeah. Okay.
So it was 2-2, and then, you know, you fought really hard, and it felt like there was a little momentum change once you held. It seems like you also you came in a few times. So, like, were you trying to do anything different at that point, if you remember?
To be honest, I don't remember now the game on all.
Yeah.
I asked my coach now, and he told me yes, but I don't remember. I don't remember what I was thinking. I have to see the video, and then the memory is gonna come back. Really, I think that just after in the end of the fourth set, like I said, I was just trying to return the first serve further back, and it was working. That was the biggest change.
Things. First, can you talk about your possible next opponents, Nick or Kay?
Mm-hmm.
So Nick first, he's quite exciting for some people to watch. I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on all the stuff he does on the court?
I have no thoughts really. I go match by match, and whoever comes, it's good. What is it's 6-1, 5-4. They're both really good players, and both have strengths and weaknesses. You know, maybe Nick is a bit more dangerous on grass court as Kay, but Kay is probably more solid. So yeah.
The second thing is that it's the first time in history that there's more than one Latvian player in the second week of a Grand Slam.
Mm.
Just wondering how cool it is that both you and Jelena made it
Cool.
through.
Cool.
Do you think people back home notice something like that?
Back home, it's big, of course, because we don't have a lot of athletes. We're a small nation, not a lot of people in general in our country. So whatever happens, it's big. Whatever sport it is, if it's basketball, football, running, jump, whatever, you know, it's just big. So it's not like every week we have 10 different results of athletes. So it's big.
Ernest, you have one of the more unique forehands in the game. And I remember, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago when you went to what is similar to your current technique. It was a real project. Have you developed like a lot of comfort with it? And are you still tinkering it? Is it still the same as it was, say, 4 or 5 years ago?
I never cared the way it looks. I only care the way it feels for me, and I was always saying that I always try to find that my stroke is just relaxed, that the swing is relaxed, and this is what I've been focusing on, and how it looks. If it's here and there some changes, I don't pay attention to it. After a while, you know, when I was starting to play worse, and I had some shoulder problems. Then when I was trying to compensate some motions on the forehand side, so then when it went down the hill, and then when the motion wasn't anymore relaxed, so that was 2 years ago.
Okay, we've got last two questions. Gentleman over there.
Ernest, Roger Federer said he'd like to play as long as he can, so his kids will know that he played, realize that he played. I think you have one child, or maybe two, whatever. You're planning on playing 6 or 8 more years, so
We have YouTube. I don't know. I haven't been thinking about it, but yeah, I haven't been thinking about it really.
We have a last question.
You talked about challengers and grinding up, and now your ranking is going to go pretty far up after this run, and you might get to avoid challengers for a while. Is that happy news for you?
That is really happy news, because it's tough in the challengers. It's really, there is a lot of good players. I mean, I didn't win a challenger. I've been playing a lot of them lately, and I didn't win one. My best result was in Bordeaux before Paris. It was semi-final. But that's where I started to play well in matches. That's where first time I won 3 matches in a row after more than 2 years break, and then I did the same in Paris. Then I did the same in Wimbledon here. You know, so this is where it started.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Ernest.
Thank you.